Do you hear my coffee? Yeah, it's my coffee. So, I am getting ready to start prepping for dinner. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. And I want to cook breakfast. And dinner's going to be a pot pie. And I figured for the pot pie, I would do some potatoes, which means more potato starch because it's an ongoing, continuous process. But for breakfast, I wanted a bit of hash, scrambled potatoes and eggs and stuff. And I had the thought, see, this is how my brain works. I had the thought that I want to put a couple of salted eggs up because I haven't done salted eggs in a while. Have you had salted eggs? Have you not had salted eggs? Salted eggs are a method of preserving eggs. You can brine the entire egg. The egg white isn't that edible, okay, when you brine it. It gets way salty, but the yolk gets salty as well. Or you can just put the yolk into salt and make salted egg yolks. Salted egg yolks are a pure umami similar to Parmesan. You can grate them up onto stuff. I'm putting creamer in my coffee. Give me a second. You can grate them on top of stuff. You can use them to make a sauce. They have a lot of uses. Look up salted eggs if you're interested. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to do potatoes again. I have no idea what you saw. I'll have to check that later. Messy floor. That's what you saw. Messy hair. Oh, I want this all shaved off. Just leave the top. That's what I'm going to do. That will happen within a couple of days. I will probably start it and make the husband finish it when he gets home. It traumatizes him. It's almost long enough to put into a bun or a bandy. The problem is this stuff comes straight and I don't like it. Ugh. Anyway, I have coffee. Let me drink my coffee. So, this is about the 5th wash on that last potato starch batch. It's not going to lose that cloudiness at this point because that's just the starch. But the red potatoes were particularly dirty. Haven't had potatoes that dirty in a really long time. And by dirty, I mean that the starch has color to it, okay? So at this point right here, this will just be left to set and dry, and I'll stir it up 3 or 4 times until it's dry, and then it'll go into the jar. Okay, see how that's not dirty? Anyway, and there will be more potatoes from this batch going, because it's a constant thing if you want to have potato starch. Now, yes, I could buy a 30-pound bag and blenderize them, and I'll show you the blender trick later, and make pure potato starch and have a quart jar of potato starch and not have to worry about potato starch for a month. But then all of the starch from these potatoes that I cook on a regular basis would be going to waste, and it's just part of my life. It's part of living holistically, I don't know, it's just part of how I do things. You know, there's always a batch of potato starch cycling. Sweet potatoes make good starch. Anyway, we have this grocery depot place, which is a discount store. They get the restaurant cast-offs. And a few months back, they had pork loins for $2 a loin when they should have been about $16 to $20 a loin because suddenly all of the restaurants didn't need them. So we have a freezer full of pork loin. And I'm not really a fan of pork loin, same way I'm not really a fan of chicken, same way I'm not really a fan of much meat at all. But anyway, I've been cooking it up. The hubby loves pork, so he's been in pig heaven. Fat boy heaven, whatever you want to call it. And I had a craving for pot pie last night. And if I'm going to go to the effort of making pot pie, then I'm going to do the potatoes, and I'm going to do the carrots and the celery, and I think we have peas in the freezer. And we'll make a pot pie with a mock flake crust, and a bottom crust, because it's not pot pie if it doesn't have a bottom crust. That's an abomination. Anyway. And as long as I'm doing the potatoes for this, then I might as well have potatoes for breakfast. And as long as I'm doing potatoes for breakfast, I might as well drop a couple of egg whites in there to boost that protein count so that the pure potato sugar doesn't just overwhelm my system. And see how that all works? It all goes together. Synergy. Anyway. Lorianne complained or commented that she didn't get a rant on her own when I was ranting about the hubby and putting things away in the wrong place and people who annoy me and all of that. So, my Lorianne rant. When Lorianne moved in with us, I had already spent my entire married life with a husband who cannot put something away in the same place twice. He just can't. The glasses go in a different place. The plates go in a different place every time he puts something away. Lorianne moved in with us. I don't know how she is in her own home, but in my kitchen, Lorianne could not put something away in the same place twice. Okay, I have OCD. I like to label things. I make little passive-aggressive notes. This goes here. It drove me nuts. It drove me absolutely nuts. But you know, she was doing my dishes for the most part when she was there. So I forgave it. And I was sick. And I was working. And you can't let shit like that actually get to you. You can complain about it, but don't let it get to you. You know? She broke a lot of stuff, which she was there months when I noticed that, and I've noticed this in a lot of people, they don't have fingertips because they have neuropathy because they've never had a regular doctor that was decent, and they don't know this about themselves. And she didn't know she had neuropathy, so she broke stuff. I break dishes. I break dishes all the time. The husband breaks dishes. People break dishes. The problem is we have really nice stuff and we have really shitty stuff. And when I'm working with really nice stuff, I take extra care. And when I'm working with really shitty stuff, I don't care. And she didn't know the difference, so a lot of, like our blue willow, this, see the crack? Got broken. Okay. So that's my Lorianne rant. With all love and affection. And that's my morning. It's been 8 minutes. I'm going to chop up these potatoes. I'm going to grate up 2 of them to fry for hash. I'm going to separate out egg yolks from egg whites and use the egg whites in my potatoes and put the egg yolks to become salted egg yolks. That's my morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.